Hey guys, what's going on? Today's video is going to cover some more information from the Rise of Skywalker novel. One thing in particular was a lot of people, including myself, we were kind of just going crazy over the end there with Rey's lightsaber. You know, is this a dual saber? Is it a single saber? Well, we have official confirmation that it is indeed a single saber. It is not a dual saber at all. In the book, she does. Yeah, I'm going to read the excerpt to page 246. In the book, it does talk about her wanting to create a lightsaber that might be, you know, akin to her quarterstaff because she's used to wielding that. But at the end of the film, it's actually confirmed that it was single-bladed, verbatim. So if you haven't checked the book out, it comes out on the 17th. There's a lot of extra info in there for you guys. So we're starting at page 246 right in the middle. I'm going to put it right on the screen here. So here we go. Holding them side by side in her hand, she gazed down at them for a long moment. They'd belonged to her teachers, her family. She placed them on the ground, wrapped them gently into a small package using some fabric and a leather tie. Calling on the power of the Force, she pushed, and the lightsaber sank, lower and lower, until the ground had fully welcomed them, shrouded them in cool, quiet rest. Rey stood, pulling out her own lightsaber. She ignited it. Her lightsaber glowed white gold, and she gazed at it a long moment. It was single-bladed, with an outer casing and emitter salvaged from her quarterstaff. The final result felt like the exact inverse of the lightsaber held by the dark Rey of her vision, and she loved it. It was beautiful. It fit so perfectly in her hand, and she would carry it with her forever. "Hello," came a strange voice, and she turned. An old human woman approached. Blah, blah, blah. We go into the end of the movie, which I'm briefly going to say. She looks over to the horizon, and she sees Luke and Leia's ghost, and Luke's voice almost says to her, like in her mind, "Take it, it's yours," when she's wondering, you know, what to call herself. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because when I saw the film, I was like, well, she calls herself a Palpatine, a Skywalker, when she's a Palpatine. And it would have been cool if she was like, you know what, I embrace who I am now, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to change the script. You know, I'm going to flip the script, change my name, and let it be known for good. But I also understand that she's carrying on the legacy of Luke and Anakin, because it was them who trained her, and Leia. Not Anakin, but unfortunately. So I understand both sides of it. So we'll see. Now, her lightsaber being white gold is also interesting to me that they don't say yellow, because Ahsoka's lightsabers, and this where I go to this, where'd she get the crystal from, right? There was a red Sith crystal that Luke had hanging around his neck in a lot of the memorabilia for The Last Jedi. And then we see it in the movie, it was hanging in his hut. And in the visual dictionary, it says that this crystal is a Sith crystal. It's from a Neo-Crusader or something like that. So I'm wondering, did she take that crystal? Is it part of a lightsaber? It looked a little small, but it could be, you know, possibly it could be a lightsaber crystal. Did she take that? Did she make it bleed somehow, or the opposite? Did she purify it? Because we know Ahsoka purified the Inquisitor lightsabers, and they turned from red to white. And this one says white gold, so it doesn't say yellow. So it's interesting, you know. It's not orange, it's not yellow, but it's white gold. So yeah, it's cool. I want to know more about this white gold and what it really means in terms of the Force, because we know that, at least in Legends, blue meant you're a guardian, green meant you're strong in the Force, red you're evil, and so on and so forth. So, and purple, you know, you're in between. You got the red and the blue, so you use both sides of the Force, which is kind of what she does. So I guess they couldn't have a purple one again, but it would have made sense. Anyways, as far as her bearing the lightsabers, I feel like those are definitely going to come into play later on in the future, some point in Star Wars. Either she's going to go back and get them, maybe in another film or a show, or we're going to get some other show that takes place, you know, thousands of years or hundreds of years later, and, you know, when Rey and all of them are gone, and you become one with the Force, and then this person comes, you know, a guy or girl comes in and picks up the lightsabers and takes them for his or her own. And that would be pretty cool. Maybe wields both of them, or, you know, there are two Force users that come in there. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. Her lightsaber is indeed single-bladed. It does explain in the novel that she built it using schematics and information from Luke's ancient Jedi text that she got from Mach 2, and she's been trying to build a lightsaber of her own for a while now, between episode 8 and episode 9, which is about a year apart. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Go check out the book if you haven't already. It comes out March 17th. Lots of cool tidbits and information in there. Still going through a lot. And yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. And now we know that her lightsaber is indeed single-bladed, which what also is a little bit confusing there, and I could see how maybe some people would misconstrue that as it being double-bladed. It says it's a direct inverse of Dark Ray's saber, but Dark Ray's saber was it was kind of interesting. It was like folded up and then it opened. Ray's lightsaber that we see in the film, it was not a long hilt. It didn't have two. It was just one single hilt. And I always saw this and I was like, well, it could be double, but it just had a very short middle section where you grab. But hey, but now at least we know in canon that it is a single-bladed lightsaber. So cool. Maybe she'll, eventually expand upon it one day, but until then, we know what it is now. So have an awesome rest of your day, and may the Force be with you. See you guys.